everyone, and welcome to Changing Perspectives. Today, I have an amazing guest for you, Patricia LeBlanc, and her job is an intuitive manifesting life optimization coach. Wow, that was a bit of a mouthful for me. Anyway, moving on, and she is also an international best-selling author. We'll discuss that a bit further. How many books have you got going now? Using a holistic approach, Patricia teaches her clients how to manifest what they really truly want in their lives, helping them remove fear to enable them to clear what is truly in their way to find balance in their lives. She is trained in several modalities, including law of attraction wealth, life coaching, life optimization coaching, Reiki, integrated energy therapy, Theta healing, and EFT. Wow, that's quite a list you have there of modalities in the healing industry, which I'd love to go and talk a bit more about, because some of them I haven't even heard of or known of, which is quite shocking really for me, considering what all I do. So welcome, Patricia, to Changing Perspectives. How are you this evening?
Thank you for having me, Michelle. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I say evening with me, but it's afternoon with you, isn't it?
That's correct. It's about two something here right now in Toronto. So
Yeah, over in Toronto. Is that how you
yes.
describe? Yeah. Wow. That's right. That's like thousands of miles away from me, isn't it? In Scotland here. Quite a few.
Yes, it is quick, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's all right. It's just across an ocean or two. Excellent. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about what you do. I'm very interested in what you do and hear a bit more about what all you do over there to help people. Would you like to tell me a little bit of your journey, a little bit of your story, and how do you help people over there in Toronto?
Perfect. So I'll start with what I do and then I'll go in my journey. So basically, I help professional women to manifest the life of their dreams. I have a step-by-step process that I use. So the first step is that we start by becoming clear on what it is that my client truly wants. Because a lot of times we want things, but it's because somebody else wants us to have things. Especially as women, we have a tendency to put ourselves last.
Yeah.
So I help my clients to put themselves first and for them to decide really what is it that they truly want. And also while remaining true to themselves, because to me that's very important that you remain true. We're all meant to shine our light, so but in order to do that, we need to be true to ourselves.
Yeah.
Once they know exactly what they want, while they remain true to themselves, then I teach them how to manifest into their life, while also letting go of different fears or blockage that's holding them back. Because we all have fears. It's just some of us we don't let fear control us, but most of us, unfortunately, we let fear control us. So perfect example, fear of success or fear of failure. They go actually hand to hand in most cases. I actually had that for the longest time. Like I always knew what I was wanted to do. I always had big dreams, but because of my fears, I never moved forward. I never took any actions. Um, and then once I realized that was like, okay, I need to not let it control me anymore. My little voice will still come and tell me like, who do you think you are? Or why are you going for that? Whatever. But now I just basically tell my little voice, thank you for your opinion. I'm not accepting it and I'm just going for it. And when I started doing that, I mean, I'm in books now. I have a successful coaching business, a successful energy healing business. Before, it never would have happened. Like somebody would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be an international best-selling author, for an example. I would have been on the floor laughing my head off. I've been like, okay, yeah, whatever. Now I have three book projects that I'm coming out this year. I have one that I'm endorsing, and I'm compiling my own. So I mean, you can't let your fear control you or let other people control what's best for you. You got to do what's best for you and just go for it.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've been on quite a spiritual quest, a spiritual journey yourself then by the signs of things and learning lots on the way. And tell us more about the book anthologies you're in. how did you, what books have you already been in? Which ones have you become an
So,
international best-selling author? And what's coming up next?
so my first book that I appear in was released in March of 2014. It was called Sexy Secret to a Juicy Love Life. My chapter was called How to Attract Love because obviously manifesting is one of my specialties.
Yeah.
So I describe a step-by-step process. That's what actually opened the doors. That's my only published book so far, but I have one that's coming out at the end of October, which is called Manifesting in High Heels, coming out, I think, October 31st. So I'm excited for that because I kind of give a step-by-step process on how to manifest what you want. After that, my next book is our book called Family Ties. I think it's what, December 6th or
December
7th?
6th, that's
6th.
right, yeah.
My chapter is called How to Overcome Family Rejection. Unfortunately, a lot of us, our family do not accept the true us. And I found that even like growing up, I was an introverted person. So when you're a very introverted person, you kind of stay, you keep to yourself. I never felt that I fit in with my family, well, most of my family. Some of them I do, but generally speaking, I didn't feel like I fit in. I kind of just sat there and kind of observed. Um, and at one point, when I was trying to like show who I was, a few family members were like, yeah, yeah, we accept you, but really they didn't.
Yeah.
And of course, as when I got on the path of spiritual learning and all that, that got worse because a lot of them were like, okay, we don't understand you. Like, they didn't know what chakras was. I had one that actually who knew what chakra was like, wow, let's have a conversation because most people didn't understand any of that. We're like, okay, where are you? Who are you? And that was one thing that actually prevented me from moving forward and shining my light was because most of my family didn't approve of me, uh, which is normal especially when you're going on a spiritual path, and it's nothing unlike what your family does. They don't understand you, or some of them. It's not that they don't want the best for you; it's just they're jealous because they wish that they would have gone for their dreams. They wish they would have done something, but because they didn't, they just stayed home. I'm from a place of about 100,000 people, so now compared to Toronto, it doesn't compare. I mean, in most places, it's still not a small place, but it's not big like Toronto or Montreal, where I lived for 8 years.
Yeah.
So that made a big difference. I find you need to let go of that, and it's not something that's easy to let go of, especially if your family don't approve of you, because ideally in a perfect world, you your family would approve of you and they would accept you for who you are. Unfortunately, reality is that's not true in a lot of cases. And that holds that person from shining their light. And we're all meant to shine our light. There's enough abundance for everybody to be able to do what we're meant to do. Um, we're have all the money or anything that we want, we can have it, but it starts with our mindset. And a lot of it comes, unfortunately, from our family because it all comes from our childhood. So if you don't feel you don't have their approval, a lot of people will not stay true to themselves and they'll do whatever it takes to get the approval. I've tried that route and I can tell you I didn't get the approval any more than I do now that I'm successful, that I'm writing books, I'm going after my dreams, I'm on my life mission of helping other people live better life. So you can't just let them go. My chapter for Family Ties, How to Overcome Family Rejection, I actually write a bit about my own personal stories, and I give 4 tips on how people can overcome from not letting family rejection hold them back. Because it's not easy, but in order to shine your light, you need to let go. You need to stop getting other people's approval. You just need to, the only approval that really counts, it's your own. And once you can get into that energy, that space, you can accomplish anything. And I'm living proof of that. Because when I start letting go of my family's approval, that's when I start taking massive action. And I just went for it. I know some people don't understand me. And I'm at the point, you know what? It's not my loss. It's not my problem. I'm meant to do something, and that's the path I'm on. And if you don't like it, well, sorry, but it's too bad. You won't have an active place in my life until you accept me for who I am. And I mean, I gotta say, I do have some family members who are 1,000% supportive of me. They I mean, my godmother is a perfect example. I actually found out after that I became a Reiki master that she was a Reiki master too. So that was quite hilarious. It's like, what?
Ah,
You're a Reiki master like me? Like, wow. But she's always encouraged me to go after what I want and not let anybody else hold me back. Because I mean, she's kind of like me in a way. She's kind of like she doesn't care what she did because my grandmother was a very nasty person, but it was just because she was miserable. And unfortunately, if you were a girl, you should not be doing much, like basically. But if you were a boy, it was all about the boys. But I mean, I found out why a lot of stuff after. So it's just you just go for it. That's basically what you need to do. And to me, if I can help somebody to be able to overcome that, to shine their light, then writing that chapter will be definitely worth it. So
definitely.
everybody, you have to buy our book when it comes out on December 6th. It'll be all on our social media, so you guys will have all the information. And then the third book I'm in, I think it's the final pieces from Kate Gardner is coming out. I think
Ah,
December
yeah.
8th, because I think you're in it too. So
Yeah, I am, yeah.
we're in a lot of book projects. That one there, I wrote about how I overcame depression because in 2004 I did a major depression. I hit basically rock bottom, and it was hard for me to pick myself back up. At that point, it was like, okay, like, but then one day I just woke up and was like, okay, I can't continue doing this. Like, what am I doing that's contributing to it? And that's where I start discovering the path of self-discovery. Who am I meant to be? What am I meant to do in this lifetime? Because obviously I wasn't on the right path because I wasn't dealing with a lot of my stuff that happened to me. We all have stuff that happens to us. I didn't
Yeah,
wasn't releasing. I was just basically putting it in the back burner and then okay, keep going and going. But one day that's gonna hit you if you don't face stuff head on. So then in 2007, I started learning Reiki, which to me that was uh, it was a blessing. It helped me through a lot of hard stuff. It also helped me discover my own power. Um, And then I start learning different modalities. Some didn't work with me, so I don't use them with my clients. Some of them do. So those I will use with my clients because they resonated with me, they work with me. So if something, I'm not the type of coach or mentor when I'm working with a client. If it doesn't work with me, doesn't resonate, I won't. And I also adapt to my clients. So I use like a holistic approach. And then I'm also because of all the energy work and the energy modalities that I've studied, and that I'm also able to teach. So you basically, I use a holistic approach. So I personalize. I kind of have like my protocols in place, but I don't follow them to the letter. I mean, if I sense you need something more, I'm gonna go with that instead of something because some people everything's A, B, C, D to the letter, and other people like me, I don't like following guidelines. I like kind of going around and doing because that's just who I am. So you modify the things. And my last book project that I'm in, I'm actually in the process of compiling my own book anthology, which will be about manifesting. And I'm looking forward to that because, like, it's like my own little baby. You get to put, it's
yeah.
like my own project. You get to share the world what you do. And to me, manifesting, when I start really applying the law of attraction into my life, is when I start really attracting and manifesting all of these amazing people, all these amazing projects. And I've actually had to update my 5 year business plan because writing was only supposed to be year 4 and 5. It happened on year 1. So I had to start rewriting some stuff because I'm like, okay, everything's happening much faster. But that's what I love about the law of attraction. You just manifest it, and everything will come the way it's supposed to be. As if before, I used to basically create my life, so everything had to be by plan. But things never happen according to plan. So when I learned to manifest, you kind of tell the universe and the angels, this is what I want. You let it go, take the applicable actions when things arrive you will get there and it's actually going to be a smoother ride because the universe is going to test you. So they keep going back in zigzag as if when you're creating. especially me, that was because I'm very analytical because I also worked in investments and in payment specialist and all those type of roles. So I'm also very analytical. I have both sides. So it was like, okay, this is not working because then you're being tested and it's like, okay, I'm giving up. It's not working. But when you just let it go and have faith, everything will arrive the way it's supposed to happen. And you just need to keep going at it and take the opportunities when they arrive. Because if you don't take the opportunities when they arrive, you can do everything perfect. You're never going to manifest your goal. And a lot of people think I'm going to just manifest it. It's just going to in front of me. It'll arrive, but then you have to take the actions to go get them because
Yeah.
it's not just going to arrive in your life and perfect. And you have to know what you want.
So if you say to the public right now, people are going to be watching this and people are going to be listening to what you're saying. What tidbits can you give them right now to try and get them onto the start of that path?
First of all, you need to start evaluating your life. Who are you? Are you really true to yourself? Do you want something because either your husband or your kids or your parents or your friends or society tells you you need to go for this? Because it all starts with you. We all have the answers inside of us. It's just we need help to find those answers most times. Um, but it all starts within yourself. So you need to do what's good for you. And you also need to start by spending time by yourself. Because if you can't spend time with yourself, that's not a good sign. It's actually you're avoiding facing everything heads on. So basically start by spending time. Like I schedule every day, I start with my power hours. So I do 20 minutes of meditation slash energy session on myself. I do 20 minutes of exercise and I do at least 20 minutes of reading. I do a lot more than 20 minutes of reading, but I start my day that way. That's my me time. And I go out for nature walks. And also do what you love to do. So and if you don't know what you want to do, go back when you were a child. What brought you joy when you were a kid? Was it going out in nature? Was it doing yoga? Is it just sitting, reading a book, having a nice cup of coffee? Like, and that's when you're going to start discovering what you're meant to do.
Yes, would you agree with me then that it's basically about stripping everything away and taking responsibility for the self and taking that time out completely to yourself where you don't focus on anybody else, you just focus on yourself.
100% because it all starts with us. And you have to start
Yeah.
by taking responsibility because everything that happens to us is because we manifest it. Now, people will say, no, I didn't manifest bad things, but it's your conscious of what you're thinking about. Because if you're thinking always negative things, well, guess what? That's all you're going to attract is negative events, negative people. And some people come in your life, they're negative, but they're a test. The universe tests you to see how bad do you want something. So if a negative person comes to your in your path and you let that affect you, well, guess what? You didn't want what you really wanted really bad. So the universe, well, it's not going to give you what you want. So you basically have to also watch your thoughts. And by doing that, you need to spend time by yourself to think, how am I? How do I feel? Do I feel good with myself or do I feel yucky? Do I feel I love myself? Because if you don't love yourself, you'll never be in a healthy relationship with anybody else because it all starts once again with ourselves.
With the self. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you there. So, how do people get in touch with you, Patricia? Do you have links? Check them out
Well,
there.
yep. So the easiest way to get hold of me would be through my website. So www.lifecoaching.com. My website is changing in 2 weeks, but that link will follow my new website, so people will be able to look there. From my website, they can connect with me on Facebook, on Google Plus, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Instagram, because I'm basically everywhere. So the website would be the best place to connect. And don't be afraid to reach out to me if I resonate with you. Don't be afraid to send me a quick message. I do reply back personally. I don't let other people handle like my email. So if you write to me, I reply back personally to see how I can help you in the next step. And also any of my upcoming book launches, everything will also be on my website. So I have a project that I'm in that's actually being released on October 5th on Kindle and October 15th, the book version on Amazon.com, Empower Women of Social Media. Basically a book about us women, how social media helps us, which to me is amazing because if it
Excellent.
wasn't for social media, I never would have met you, Michelle, and a lot of amazing people. I know, but it's true. I never because I mean I'm in Canada, you're in Scotland, so I
Yeah,
mean
exactly.
I've been
Social media
I've
is
been lucky to
brilliant.
meet so many amazing people. So it's a good thing to have.
Definitely. I think social media has really taken off across the globe, and it's helped businesses go global as well, because the way that we connect with people through Facebook or social media is absolutely amazing. And it's true, we would never have met if it wasn't through social media. So, and also probably the anthology projects that we've been involved in, because we've both been in quite similar ones as well. Well, the
Yes,
next one is so. But yeah, if it wasn't for social media, we would never have met probably. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, I think.
yes.
Even because I remember going back when I was first branching out in business, I didn't want to have anything to do with social media. And then I thought, what's it all about? Check it out. God, I'm hooked. And I'm so glad I did, because I've met so many amazing people across the globe, and I've got connections all over the place, which I'm sure you two have.
Of course, I have so many. I think I have more friends outside of Canada than I do in Canada. But I mean, it's amazing. The only downfall is you need to control how many time. I mean, you don't stay the whole day on Facebook or on social media, but it's like anything, you need a balanced life. So it's amazing what it has done to people's life.
Yeah, definitely. I think balance is definitely the key when it comes to family, career, personal life, and then everything that goes on with each section of that as well. It's everything starts with self, and everything becomes needs to be in balance, and everything is about taking responsibility as well. I totally agree with everything you say. I would love to chat more with you about the different types of holistic therapies that you do, and I'm sure there's people out there who are just dying to talk to you and get to know you more and get to know more about what you do. I'll definitely be talking to you more. And at
Of
any
course.
time, yeah, of course. And at any time you want to come back onto the show for anything, please give me a shout. We'll be happy to have you here at Change of Perspectives, to get your perspective out to the world and get you known
Thank you.
more.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. It was a blast like usual, and I'm looking forward talking to you soon.
Excellent. All right, my darling, you just hang on in there. I'll put you back into the green room and we'll say cheerio to Change of Perspective crew. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. And wow, what a show. What a lady. A true inspiration, a guiding light across the globe. This lady is going to go far. I'm sure you will all agree. And please do not hesitate to get in touch with Patricia. You will find her on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, everywhere. Instagram, you name it, you will find her. I will put the details below of her website and her email address, should she's quite happy for that to go ahead. And you can reach out to her at any time you like. Much love to every single one of you this evening. Bye bye from Scotland and bye bye from Toronto.
Bye.